What if every animal you trusted had a reason to steal the crown? Long ago, in a lush green jungle filled with towering trees, flowing rivers and cheerful birdsong, there lived many animals in peace and harmony. They were happy because their jungle was ruled by a wise and kind Lion King. He listened to everyone, he judged fairly, and he always protected the weak. But time moves on for all. One quiet morning, the wise Lion King passed away peacefully due to old age. The jungle fell silent with grief. Birds stopped singing. Even the wind seemed to mourn. Soon it was decided that his noble son would be crowned the new king. A grand coronation ceremony was planned, with music, dancing, and a joyful feast for all. But on the night before the ceremony, something terrible happened. The royal crown was missing. The symbol of the jungle's future had vanished without a trace. The Lion King's closest friends, the mighty bear, the patient camel, the wise tortoise, and the gentle elephant, set out to search. They searched dark caves, thick bushes, quiet riversides, and the highest treetops. But the crown could not be found. The coronation ceremony was cancelled. The jungle grew anxious. The air felt heavy with fear. Days passed, yet there was still no sign of the crown. At last, the young prince spoke to the jungle. "Whoever finds the lost crown will receive a handsome reward." The announcement echoed far and wide. Some animals searched with hope in their hearts. Others searched with greed in their eyes. One warm afternoon, an old rabbit rested beneath a tall tree. High above him, inside the tree, was a woodpecker's hole. The rabbit noticed something faintly shining near the hole, but he was weary and paid no attention. Soon, he fell asleep, snoring softly in the shade. On a nearby branch, a dove rested silently, watching from above. Suddenly, clang! A shining object slipped from the tree and fell straight onto the rabbit's head. The rabbit leapt awake in fear. There, resting on his head, was the lost royal crown. The dove saw everything, but nearby a cunning fox and a gentle deer noticed the crown on the rabbit. "A thief!" cried the fox. Before the rabbit could explain, palace guards arrived, strong bears in shining armor. They seized the trembling rabbit and dragged him away. He was taken straight to the prince, while the truth remained silent. The rabbit's trial. The rabbit stood trembling before the prince. "Why did you steal the crown?" the prince asked gently. "I didn't steal it," the rabbit cried. "It fell from the tree, straight onto my head." The jungle whispered. No one believed him. But the prince, kind like his father, spoke again. "I will give you 3 days to prove your innocence." The rabbit was released. He returned to the same tree, staring up helplessly, wondering how he could ever prove the truth. Suddenly, soft wings fluttered down. "I saw everything," said the dove kindly. Together they hurried back to the palace. The dove told all she had seen that night. Known across the jungle as an honest bird, her words were believed. The rabbit was freed at last. But a new question troubled the jungle. How did the crown get into the woodpecker's hole? The woodpecker was summoned to the palace. "I am innocent," he said firmly. "On the night the crown disappeared, I did not come home at all. I flew far away and stayed overnight at a friend's tree. When I returned the next day, I was shocked to hear the crown had been found in my hole. I do not know who placed it there." The prince's decision. The prince listened carefully. "You will have 3 days to prove your innocence." The woodpecker flew home, his heart heavy, but his spirit strong. 2 innocents cleared, yet the real thief still hid in the shadows of the jungle. Near his ancient tree sat the old owl, resting high upon a tall branch. Seeing the woodpecker's distress, the owl spoke gently. "If you are innocent, observe patiently. Truth always reveals itself." The woodpecker followed the owl's advice and watched his tree hole all day. To his astonishment, a jackdaw flew inside and stayed there for a long time. When questioned, the jackdaw explained, "I was being chased by an eagle. I hid here to rest and fell asleep. Yes, I saw the crown, but I do not know who placed it there." As both birds watched quietly from the branch, they noticed a giraffe peering into the hole. Concerned, they immediately called the palace guards. The giraffe was brought before the palace. "I did not steal the crown," he said. "While grazing, I found it lying on the forest floor. To keep it safe, I carefully placed it inside the woodpecker's hole. I then went to the nearby river to drink water, as I was very thirsty. When I returned, the crown was gone. I had also just returned to this part of the jungle after visiting friends far away. I had no idea the crown was missing." Once again, the prince declared, "You will have 3 days to prove your innocence." While resting nearby, the giraffe noticed 2 rats digging a large hole and storing food. Remembering where he had found the crown, the giraffe began to suspect that these 2 rats might be the thieves. He reported them to the palace guards. The rats were brought before the palace. "We did not steal the crown," they cried. That night, the wise owl watched the jungle in complete silence. While the jungle slept, the owl stayed awake on his high branch. Just before dawn, the truth finally appeared. It was not a large or powerful animal who had taken the crown. It was a greedy frog. On the night before the coronation, the frog had taken the crown, dreaming of becoming king. He imagined animals bowing before him as he placed the crown upon his head. But the crown was too heavy. It pressed down painfully, making it hard for him to walk. Hearing the footsteps of soldiers nearby, the frightened frog removed the crown. In desperation, he dragged it away and hid it near the rat's hole, then fled back to the pond, leaving the crown behind. The owl told the king everything he had seen. The frog was brought before the palace. Hanging his head, he confessed, "I wanted to be king, but I was not strong enough to carry the crown." The crown was returned to the palace. All the innocent animals were freed. At last, the prince was crowned king. He spoke to the jungle. "A crown is not meant for those who desire power, but for those who can carry responsibility." The animals cheered, and peace returned to the jungle once again. Moral of the story: power without wisdom becomes a burden. True leadership comes from responsibility, not greed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe